So I will be reading from my novel She Should Have Called Him Siegfried. And it's about a modern-day alchemist, and he will receive, Hagen is his name, and he will receive an object which you can find on the cover from his friend Ivan, who has just received also a potion from Hagen that makes him very happy. And now I will start. Ivan reached under his chair and produced a plastic box where he kept his stash of stolen drugs. Hagen smiled. They were a formidable team. The things that you could do with a combined stash of chemicals and medicines were divine. Ivan opened the box and took out a small plastic bag. He threw it to Hagen, who dropped the bag into a pocket of his lab coat. Next, Ivan took an object wrapped in white linen, a part of a torn bedsheet, from behind his chair. He placed the thing onto the table between them with exaggerated care, and with drug-slowed fingers he revealed a new piece for Hagen's formaldehyde collection. Hagen gasped, and Ivan chuckled with satisfaction. Ha! I knew you'd like it. Ivan fidgeted in his seat like a kid who had given his mom the perfect present. Hagen stared at a woman's hand inside a large glass jar. The hand had been severed an inch above the wrist, a hint of slender arm still attached. The woman had been in her prime. It was hard to guess from the hand, but she had been under 40 for sure. Fire had burned and marred the little and ring fingers and the side of the hand, but the two other fingers and the thumb were intact and hovered in the yellow fluid with such elegance that it made Hagen squirm. The slight bend of the fingers, crowned by still lacquered, long, elaborately manicured fingernails, sent a tingle into his own hands and a sting through his privates. He turned the jar around and around on the table to look at this emblem of female sensuality from all angles. The sight of the burns intensified the tingle in his fingers, a sweet sting of lustful pain, paling before wounded beauty. "How did you get this? And what happened to her?" Hagen asked. "Some house fire in town a few days ago. It was also in the news. A couple and 2 kids burned. Only 1 child survived. She," Ivan pointed at the hand in formaldehyde, "was still alive when they brought her here. I haven't seen her, though, wasn't on duty. She had 3rd and 4th degree burns to over 70% of her body and died hours later. She had an organ donor card. They took her apart and the rest landed in the morgue. So I took the hand just before the remains were taken to the crematory. Nobody noticed." Ivan beamed proudly. Hagen held his breath for a moment. "You took the hand yourself?" "Sure. Sawed it off." Ivan giggled. "You're mad." "No, I'm a surgeon. She wasn't the first corpse that I've worked on." "Have you stolen body parts before?" "No, that was a first, and man, it was exhilarating." "Why did you do this?" Hagen asked, still completely baffled. "Whoa, you don't like it?" No, I love it. This is fantastic. It's totally perverted, but my greatest present ever." He laughed, embarrassed. "But why? Why did you do this?" "I thought you'd like it. Why else?" Ivan said, half beaming, half not understanding Hagen's question. "Ivan, this is crazy. This is necrophilia. Desecration of a dead body. This is a crime and it's gross. And you did that to do me a favor?" "Oh, come on. She was dead. They burned her body to ashes an hour later. It didn't hurt her. They had totally cannibalized her body. She was empty. She was 38 and in brilliant shape. They harvested all of her organs. Now how gross is that? Why not take her hand? Why not put it in formaldehyde and give it to someone who'd cherish it and hold it dear? That way a part of her stays alive. Sort of." Hagen stared at his friend. He tried to take his mind off the image of a harvested human female body with pried open ribcage, without a heart, kidneys, liver. He didn't know what else they would take. "Well, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'll cherish that hand. I promise." "What was her name?" Ivan giggled in his doped state. "Man, you should hear yourself talking. You act as if that hand was holy. It's just the hand of a dead housewife chick who had the bad luck to die from a fire." Hagen squirmed. Ivan's words hurt worse than a beating. I can see it. Your obsessive streak is coming through. You're nuts, Hagen. How do you do that? How can you elevate things like that? Like your slut, Juliana." She doesn't want you, man. She's spitting into your face. Forget her. What you need is a good fuck and shut up! Hagen shouted so loud that Ivan jumped. Then Ivan chuckled, his pretty face distorted by the potion. His left eyelid fluttered. The well-formed blonde brow above it twitched. Oops, sorry. Damn it. Nothing is holy for you. You pull everything and everybody around you into the dirt. You're a monster, Hagen said, calm again, stating facts. Ivan's grin looked insecure and defensive. We should stop analyzing each other. We always fight when we do that. Agreed. Well, thanks for the present. Hagen wrapped the cloth around the glass jar again. He had to hide the sight of this divine hand from the profane man in front of him. What was her name? Hagen asked again. I'm not sure if it's wise to tell you. She's dead, Ivan. Without a name, this is just a hand. I need a name, and you will tell me her name. Hagen stared fiercely at his friend. Ivan looked at his hands, kneading them. The fire, the scorn, and the mockery vanished from his eyes. Colleen Hardwood. Her husband was John Hardwood. Her 2 kids who died were called Irene and Malcolm. Her daughter Lana survived. She's 10 years old and is now living with the grandparents. Hagen took a deep breath to calm himself, so terribly aware of his power over Ivan. To be loved means to have power over the one who loves you, like Juliana had power over him. Well, he, in a way, loved Ivan too. So what did that mean in terms of power? Thank you, Ivan, really. This is a great present. I really appreciate it. Hagen smiled at him. Ivan visibly relaxed and grinned back at in his drugged state. Glad you like it. I knew you'd like it. With the tension gone, and under the influence of the potion, Ivan fell asleep in his chair 10 minutes later. Hagen spread his body as comfortably as possible over the table and the 2 chairs, and covered him with an old blanket that lay behind Ivan. Then Hagen tiptoed out of the hospital with the severed hand of Colleen Hardwood under his arm.